Happy Thursday, beautiful people. Happy Thursday. It is July the 20th, 2023, day 79 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. Another 5-year consecutive day count. It is day 1459. Today, I'm all crazy. Okay. Today, we start in the next chapter, chapter 29 in the Holy Gospel, found in the Holy Megillah, also called by Nazarites the Secret Nazarite Scroll. And that begins on page 495. So we're going to start here. And let's see how much we get through today with this. So, Father, we thank you for a deeper understanding of the Sabbath today. Now, I did read ahead just a few paragraphs. I didn't read the whole chapter, but I did read ahead a few paragraphs because I saw 49-day fast and Sabbath caught my eye, and then I got locked in on it. So I did read ahead, I read ahead to like verse 29. Then I stopped. I was like, okay, let me stop. All right, beautiful people. I like to experience it with y'all. So let's see who here this morning. Nazarene is seen, Grand Rising, Family Lamb Created Gang. Mom, Shalom, Shalom. Avia, greetings. Elisa Edwards, Shalom. All joining the chat. All praise to the Creator for another beautiful day. May we rise in knowledge and wisdom. Yes and amen. Avia said, greetings, my beloved family. She said it twice. Her thing must have moved slow or something when you didn't realize you had already posted. Auntie Belinda Brown, hey girl, hey. Dreadful Cosmon. Well, is it me? Hold on, did y'all post twice? I got duplicates through here. I was just kind of skipping over. No, Nazarene is saying. Oh, he is not a duplicate. Okay, it's an extra. Peace, love, light, strength, and the swirly circle. They didn't have it in the first one. All right. Well, anywho, Fritz, shalom. Dreadful Cosmon, shalom, shalom. And everybody here hanging out in the background already. Happy Thursday. All right, y'all, let's get this show on the road this morning. Chapter 29, page 495 in the Holy Megillah. The 49-day fast of Yahshua with answers for the lions of his presence. And it includes the 3 tempters of Lucifer. That still look crooked to me. Hold on, y'all. I should look halfway decent up here. Okay. Just me. Blessings, blessings. All right, y'all. Verse 1. Yahshua sat atop a mount beneath a tall tree. He released himself in love and performed no mental calculations. Okay, boom. Let's go back to the end of yesterday, right? Let me read these last few verses, then I'm going to just roll right into this. I'm on page 494, page 494, verse 1082. On the journey to Jerusalem, Yohanan and the young woman whose name was Sita fell deeply in love. At a Nazarene home in Jerusalem, Yohanan and Sita were wed. After the wedding, Yahshua went to a mount in the wilderness. Yea, the time had come for Yahshua to minister unto Yisrael and Yisrael, but he felt called to first have a deep Sabbath rest upon the mount. After the rest, he would journey unto Mount Carmel to commune with his relatives and certain elders. Then he would travel south unto Halajah Ford to meet with the Magdalene. And then we'll pick up here today, verse 1, page 495. Yahshua sat atop a mount beneath a tall tree. He released himself in love and performed no mental calculations, no planning, naught but deep submersion in love did he perform. Behold, the way of the Christ is love in action, but even the Christ will know the joy of Sabbath rest when timely. But even the Christ will know the joy of Sabbath rest when timely. And that Sabbath rest is submersion in love for a time of non-activity. It matters not the length of time of Sabbath rest, but that it be timely. It matters not the day of the week, but that it be timeless. It is not instead of a normal once a week Sabbath day. Okay, it is not instead of a normal once a week Sabbath day every seventh day. Neither is it the same as once a week Sabbath day, needing only to be timely. And timeliness is according to appropriateness. Behold, the non activity of the rest is relative, not absolute. So it's about to get into this. Remember how we have props, we have things by which we can balance ourselves on until we understand the full thing, the idols that we have until we understand the picture in full. Sticking to a Sabbath day, I realized as I was reading through, I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, let me pause. I got to read this together with them. It's another one of those props. Not that we should ever do away with it, right? But it's the principle of the Sabbath that we're being taught by resting on a Sabbath day, right? Everything without is also within. So we need to learn how to find, as we mature, we should learn how to find that Sabbath within. And not that it's appointed for a certain day, even though it is, but it's not so much as that, is that you really understand what the true Sabbath is, and that it be timely and timeless, a timeless principle that we forever observe, right? Not that, okay, it's Friday, Sabbath, I ain't doing nothing, or it's Saturday, or whatever day, even the if you're following it by the moon cycle, like what we've currently been doing, right? It's not even really about that, right? It's so much deeper, but yet so simple. Listen. Verse 6. Look back. Verse 5. But even the Christ will know the joy of the Sabbath rest when timely. And that Sabbath rest is submersion in love for a time of non activity. It matters not the length of time of Sabbath rest, but that it be timely. It matters not the day of the week, but that it be timeless. It is not instead of a normal once a week Sabbath day every seventh day, neither is it the same as a once a week Sabbath day, needing only to be timely, and timeliness is according to appropriateness. Behold, the non activity of the rest is relative, not absolute. Let me go back and highlight a little bit of this. I made marks with my pen. I'm going to highlight it. Behold, the non activity of the rest is relative, not absolute. One may chop wood and build a fire, but should be by oneself, preferably in nature, in utter simplicity of activity. Work is kept to the bare essentials of bodily survival. The purpose of this rest is to permit the mind to detach its attention from even the things. Okay, son, love you. The purpose of this rest is to permit the mind to detach itself. I'm sorry. The purpose of this rest is to permit the mind to detach its attention from even the things that naturally and rightfully occupy it on a typical day. This is the Sabbath rest that was enjoyed by Yahshua after his return from India. His activity in Sabbath rest was extremely minimal, even when compared to others who enter the rest. For lo, he built no fire and ate no food. Yea, at the end of his cycle in India, before stepping into his next cycle of activity in the world, the Lord the Lord entered a deep and prolonged Sabbath rest. Yeshua sat upon the mount in Sabbath rest, submerged in love for 49 days. He did not think about abstaining from food. Lo, he simply sat in love and radiated joy, a meditation indeed. Though he did not set out to fast, he ate no food for 49 days and nights, drinking only water from a bubbling spring. On the morning of the 50th day of his Sabbath rest, behold, 3 lions of Zion approached. The eldest of the 3 said, We are the lions of your presence. We're sent by the Yahshua, the holy rose of Sharon, to be in your presence as guardian lions. In that role, it is our duty to be watching the crowd and scouting the perimeter while you teach, not asking questions about spiritual matters. Wherefore, before we begin this ministry, we ask one thing of you. May we now ask one question, each in regard to spiritual life. Yahshua, speaking for the first time in 49 days, replied, "It is good that you take your duty seriously with great dedication. I thank you. Yea, and I thank the rose of Sharon, the holy Yahshua. Even so, I trust that when appropriate, we will find times to talk. Nevertheless, I will happily answer the questions of this moment as you have asked." The youngest lion asked, "Why is the sexual urge so strong within me, though I have chosen celibacy?" This is good. I forgot. I did read just a little bit more because when I paused, I said, "Let me stop." I flipped. I saw sexual, all that. I was like, "Wait a minute." And I read a little bit more. This is good. Listen. Verse 34, page 496. Derek Shalom. Uncle JB, Grand Rising, Tabitha. Beautiful day to a beautiful family. Our girl Shalom, Drace and Righteous, Elijah, peace and blessings, Kings and Queens coaching group, Jamia, hey girl, hey, Shalom, Shalom. Just me said, John 4:32, but he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one for this spot right here. Just me. You know what I was thinking? I was also thinking that these three lions of Zion was probably, according to the New Testament, Peter, James, and John, right? Remember, it was always them three who was going up on the mount. That's what I was thinking. I could be wrong. All right. All right. So listen. Verse 34, page 496. The youngest lion asked, "Why is the sexual urge so strong within me, though I have chosen celibacy?" Yahshua replied, "The universe is very sexual, for lo, sexual energy is the fire of creation. Were the universe not sexual, you would not exist." Remember, male, female energies. Yahshua replied, "The universe is very sexual, for lo, sexual energy is the fire of creation. Were the universe not sexual, you would not exist. Give thanks for sexual energy." Thank you, Father. Even so, the sexual fire is fire, and fire can get out of control and burn a village. Wherefore, some choose to guard against misuse of sexual energy by embracing celibacy. For some, that path is appropriate. For most, it is not. Whether or not that path is appropriate for you, only you can decide. Let no one compel another to take the vow of celibacy. And know this: what may be right for you at one point in life may be wrong at another point. And know this: what may be right for you at one point in life may be wrong at another point. You are free to change your mind anytime. You are free to change your mind anytime. In general, I do not advise lifelong celibacy except for the handful called to it. For behold, look at nature. What creatures are naturally celibate for life? Lo, Isaiah spoke truly when he said that there is a proper time for all things under the sun. Lo, Isaiah spoke truly when he said that there is a proper time for all things under the sun. You may be wise in choosing celibacy now, while you are a youthful guardian lion on a mission. For lo, it would not be good to leave a child at home without a father for a long while. But you are nevertheless a man in the natural years of highest sexual energy. Vows of celibacy or not, the fire of life will not disappear. Pray for the power to manifest your choice. Forgive yourself if you stumble, and know that you are free to make a new choice at any time. But do not think that sexual energy is bad or that sexual intercourse is not blessed. Behold, the sexual fire is blessed by Yah and practiced by Jah and Elohim. Jade and Janah are of sexual fire of Jah, and you are the fruit of our tree. Yea, the sexual fire is blessed. Water is also blessed, yet one should take care not to drown. The second of the three lions, a master of the martial arts without equal, asked Yahshua, "Why not more lions to guard you?" Yahshua replied, "I guard myself. You three can guard my body until the day I choose to give it up." Right, see, right. Go back to the day that I choose to give it up. Remind me of my comment that I made. I believe that as we get older, we can choose to go, right? We can just choose to go. You three can guard my body until the day I choose to give it up. When it is timely that I give up this incarnation, neither you nor anyone else can prevent it. The third lion. Okay. 1 second. All right. Verse 63. The third lion, the eldest, asked, "What words do you choose to speak to me this moment, my Lord?" Yahshua said, "You are..." I'm sorry, y'all. The third lion, the eldest, asked, "What words do you choose to speak to me in this moment, my Lord?" Yahshua said, "You are translucent. You are a white wizard in spirit and truth. Love is your pendant of power. Behold, a fancy carriage pulled by expensive horses stopped at the base of the green mount. In the carriage were three men, and behind the carriage rode 12 Roman soldiers on war horses. Seeing a bright glow about Yahshua and the three lions, one of the men in the carriage, a Greek scholar of the natural sciences, said to the other two, 'Perhaps it is really him, as our colleagues in India report.' One of the two other men, a rich businessman from Rome, replied, 'Our spies know that Jade entered this world in human flesh, but we know not his human identity or whereabouts.' The third man, a dark-robed priest, said, 'Our spies in India were quite certain, and seeing the natural glow about him, I suspect that they are correct. But in this world, his body is mortal. If we can't make a deal with him, he must die. For our orders are to prevent him from accomplishing whatever mission he may have come here to perform. Best if we can corrupt him, but if not, we will kill his body.' The three men climbed up to the top of the green mount to meet Yahshua. Behold, where their feet trod, green grass turned yellow. Wow. And the living creatures on the mount began to flee. But Yahshua and the three lions of Zion did not flee. And when the three men, with their mounted soldiers following, reached Yahshua, the priest spoke first, saying, 'We have been following the trail of a Nazarene from India to this spot. We have cause to believe that you are our man. This man we follow committed the crime of kidnapping. Yea, he and his accomplice, also a Nazarene, stole a woman from a funeral party and broke other laws.'" I remember that the day that woman husband had died and they was burning him. And they was cremating him. Their dumb rule: when a husband died, put the wife on the fire too. They said, "No, not happening, not on my watch." This man we follow committed the crime of kidnapping. Yea, he and his accomplice, also a Nazarene, stole a woman from a funeral party and broke other laws. This man will likely be put to death. However, we also have reports from India that the followers of this man believe him to be Jade, come in the flesh of man. If this man is not Jade, we will take him to stand trial. But if he truly is Jade, we will offer him a deal. This deal would be very much to his personal advantage, for lo, with our help, he can overthrow the dominion of Jaja and reign supreme. We ask only that certain star systems be given to us to rule as we wish. But first, we are not to take you to trial. But first, we are not to take you to stand trial for kidnapping. You must prove that you are Jade. Wherefore, if you be him, perform a miracle as proof. Then the foul priest pointed to a nearby cliff and said, jump off that high cliff. Lo, that would kill a normal man, but if you are Jade, you can do it. Yea, do that, and we can make you an offer that only a fool would turn down. Yeshua replied, if I am Jade, you are trying to tempt the Lord Christ. Do you really think that the Lord would deal with Do you really think that the Lord would deal with Satan's wealth? The second of the foul men, the rich businessman, who was a dark wizard of the order of parasites, added, if you are Jade come in flesh, you are subject to the same desires of the flesh as any man. Yea, you share the same hunger for food, women, and power that drives me. And the chief of those desires is power. Lo, Jade obviously loves power. I did not expect to see this word. He got SHIT. Hold on. Oh, he cursing. Making sure my eyes weren't deceiving me. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna just modify it. Verse 101, page 497. Ish, nobody desires power more than Jaja and Elohim. Just look at how they lord it over everyone. They claim dominion over the entire goddamn mother ovum. I say good, because by this they show that they have right desire. I say good because by this they show that they have right desire for power. Yea, it shows that they are not so different than we Luciferians, and that there is hope for their eventual salvation in Satan. Wow. Understand Satanism. If some God can claim dominion over the whole damned universe, so can I. And I do, as does the rest of my clan, which you call parasites. But hell, I am also a reasonable man. I band together with birds of my feather, not because I like them or agree on everything, but because together we make a formidable army. And it is only with an army that real power can be taken. And that can only happen with cooperation, bargaining, and deal making. And so parasites have grown in wisdom. We understand how to cooperate and share the wealth of the kill. Together, we invade, infest, and devour planet after planet. Jaja may control more territory, but we control the parts we most desire. And according to the prophecies of Lucifer, we will one day destroy the heavens, even those that we cannot enter. Lo, those heavens will cease to exist, for every exalted being will fall by power of our temptations. For lo, though we cannot enter the high heavens, the beings of the high heavens can enter our worlds. And even though they enter our worlds on missions of mercy, once here, they are subject to our temptations. Not all that come find salvation in Satan, but some do. And we pray, yes, we affirm with dark incantations that all cherubim will eventually fall. Every heaven will simply be gone, their populations fall into Satan. If you are Jade, imagine what a prize your fall would be in the eyes of all parasites and the dark Lord we serve. But think not that I am stupid. I know that you, if you truly are Jade, cannot be easily enticed. I know that the price must be high to entice you. Even so, I know that while you are in flesh of man, you are vulnerable. Even you might now fall. But know this, when Jade falls, he will rise again in the power and glory of Satan. Who really wants that for real? I don't really want to be associated with Satan. No, I don't know that I like that deal, homie. But know this, when Jade falls, he will rise again in the power and glory of Satan. And the prize I offer will greatly tempt you, for I offer power more delicious than you now enjoy. But first, you must prove that you are Jade. Wherefore I say, if you are Jade, come in flesh of man, prove it by wizardry. For if you are Jade, you are the Lord wizard, though of the wrong robe. Turn stones into bread and feed the poor. You suppose. Let me keep reading. Hold on. Turn stones into bread and feed the poor. You supposedly have that power and give a ish about the poor. Feed them, then the stupid people will obey your every command. Then you can uphold your end of the bargain we will make. For lo, he who controls the food supply controls the people, and him I can bargain with to mutual advantage. After all, I am, in fact, a businessman, and a good businessman knows that a good deal is one that benefits both parties. Let's cut a deal. I say to you, let us have this planet. It is already mostly under our control anyway, and we will leave some of the other planet alone to satisfy your ethical concerns. Does not your Father in heaven, Most High, empower you to cut deals? After all, you are supposedly his representative in the mother ovum. Lucifer is willing to bargain. Where is your spirit of compromise? Wait till you hear what is in it for you personally. You will salivate like a parasite stalking a meal. But first, turn a stone into bread for me, a gift of food for your new best friend. By this act, you will declare your willingness to negotiate. Yeshua replied, your temptations are beneath me. Your reasoning is fundamentally flawed. Love is the all attractive force and reigns supreme as the highest power without having to think about it. Love does not fall when one falls out of love. Rather, love is the heaven that you propose would cease to be. Therefore, you have only bread I will give you. Therefore, you have I'm sorry. Let me go back. I read that wrong. Okay. Verse 155. No, 154. 153. Why not? Yeshua replied, your temptations are beneath me. Your reasoning is fundamentally flawed. Love is the all attractive force and reigns supreme as the highest power without having to think about it. Love does not fall when one falls out of love. Rather, love is the heaven that you propose would cease to be. There, you have the only bread I give you, the bread of the truth of love. The third foul man, the natural scientist from Greece, said, eventually, people will take our mark. We will win this planet. We took your solar regents by surprise when we attacked so early. We caught them praying instead of preparing for war. We are too damned cunning for your pacifists. This world is almost beyond your reach, even now. Soon it will be entirely out of your reach. You have lost worlds to us before, and you can read the signs. You are no fool. Why not cut a deal? Things would be so much easier for all concerned if you would simply negotiate. It will save both sides countless resources. Lo, I study the natural world, the soil, the plants, the animals, but my scholarship is not benevolent. I study the natural world so that I may better exploit and extract its natural resources. I freely admit the truth. Behold, a true parasite stands before you. If you are truly Jade, I can convince you through truthful negotiation that it is in your best interest to negotiate a settlement. I have no need to lie in the manner of my companions, the priest and the businessman. Truth is brutal and is on my side, the side of scholarship. Behold, scholars have not discovered any love that can be proven to exist. Behold, scholars have not discovered any love that can be proven to exist. But we have discovered much knowledge that can be proven to exist and can be used to increase profit and power. I will not ask you to prove that you are Jade. I will show you the truth as only a scholar can. All you need to do is truly enter negotiations with an openness to compromise. Compromise is the key to cooperation. Compromise is the key to cooperation. Yeshua replied, I see through the mask that the three of you wear. And then behold, the three foul men became one headed. Hold on. Then behold, the three foul men became one three-headed beast, their masks having disappeared. On the forehead of one is the name Dark Religion. On the forehead of the second head of the three-headed beast is the name Dark Commerce. And on the third head is the name Dark Science. Behold, the beast moved to attack Yeshua, but the three lions of Zion intervened. As the two youngest lions deflected the bow, as the two youngest lions deflected the blows of the beast, the eldest lion chanted ancient words of the cherubim. Hearing the words, the beast lost its power and became again the three men. The men, before fleeing in their carriage, ordered their soldiers to attack the lions. As the carriage fled, the 12 Roman soldiers on war horses charged the Nazarene lions of Zion. Yeshua and the lions of his presence used Zion to defeat the 12 soldiers in hand-to-hand combat. Once disarmed by the Nazarene martial arts, the soldiers fled on their horses. Yeshua smiled at the three lions, saying, The rose of Sharon chose well her lions. Even so, on the day I choose to give up this body, none can intervene. 703. Let me see. Okay, that was pretty good. We'll read a couple little more. This is chapter 30. That was a really short chapter, way shorter than 28. 28 took us a couple weeks to get through. Chapter 30, page 500. Miriam's time in Ethiopia. BC, peace, corporate takeover. Highlight corpor. Corporate take. I like that. Revelation 16:13, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Fade into the background. Thank you for the references. Have a wonderful day, just me. All right. We can probably read two more of these little stories that they have in here, then we'll pause. Okay, page 500. We're on page 500. I just thought about that. What a great mile marker. We almost halfway through. Almost. Because we got like 1,100 and total, like 1,154, 55, 59, 60, 60. 1162. We almost halfway there. Okay. Page 500. Miriam's time in Ethiopia. This is chapter 30. At the time Yeshua arrived in India to fulfill the last assignment given him by David of Alexandria, Miriam left India to fulfill her last assignment. She was sent to her homeland, the land now called Ethiopia, the ancient land of Cush. Her assignment was to go there to teach and to be taught. She came to be taught by Nebiah, the most renowned of Nazarene prophetesses. And after Nebiah is reference number 1. And that reference is down at the bottom of page 500. And it says Nebiah is a Hebrew word that means prophetess. As described in a previous footnote, the small community of Nazarenes living in Ethiopia spoke Nazarene Hebrew, as their copies of the Holy Megillah were in that language. The elderly prophetess in the above passage is called prophetess in the manner of a personal name due to her great renown in Yisrael. All right, go back up. Verse 4, she came to be taught by Nebiah, the most renowned of Nazarene prophetesses. Nebiah was of the surviving remnant of the Nazarene village called Eden, where Miriam was born. Behold, due to severe persecution, that village was in dispersion. Yea, Eden was now a small community of those of kindred spirit, no longer a community living on shared land. Nebiah lived in a hut in a remote forest. There she taught the prophetic arts to the most gifted priestesses of the nation of Yisrael, who were sent to her by Rose the Yaira. During her years in Ethiopia, Miriam first stayed with Nebiah and then roamed far and wide teaching the people. No man became her disciple, for unlike the Nazarenes, most people did not recognize the right of a woman to the priesthood. Of those who were pagan and accepted the right of a woman to the priesthood, their stumbling block was the meatless diet taught by the Nazarenes. Nevertheless, 7 women did become full disciples, and others, including a few men, learned from her without taking the vows of discipleship. Nevertheless, 7 women did become full disciples, and others, including a few men, learned from her without taking the vows of discipleship. Here follows a sampling of the teachings of Miriam in Ethiopia. Receive first the teaching by fables of Miriam, and it's entitled above verse 16, the teachings by fables of Miriam. Lo, Miriam was taught by Nebiah to teach the common folk by use of fables or parables, right? It's little short stories. Yea, young and old alike, most folks enjoy a well told fable. It was the art of Nebiah. It was the art of Nebiah as passed down to her by her own teacher to present herself to the public not as a priestess, but as a storyteller. I love this already. I got stories for days. It's the best way to engage with people. You keep their attention. They be like, more, tell us another story. And some people be like, listen, can you leave the stories out and just get to it? And sometimes I'll be like, maybe this is not the place for you, because that's what we do. We play all day here. Okay, listen. Lo, Miriam was taught by Nebiah to teach the common folk by use of fables. Oh, you fine. Go ahead, babe. It is. You gonna fill up the cooler? You gonna fill up the cooler? Okay. Yeah. It was the art of Nebiah, as passed down to her by her own teacher, to present herself to the public not as a priestess, but as a storyteller. Yea, she told stories, often fables, wherever she found an audience, be it a single child or a large wedding party. Though the stories were entertaining, each also taught a spiritual lesson. Behold, a fable is a special kind of story. A fable, according to Nebiah, should include a teaching and should be fictional and fantastic. And after fantastic is reference number 2, and it's a pretty big footnote. Down at the bottom of page 500, reference 2. Many of the famous fables attributed attributed to Aesop were spoken by Miriam in Ethiopia, then in other lands where she traveled, including Egypt, Israel, Greece, and France, which was also called Gaul, Gaul. The word Aesop, remember Aesop's fables? The word Aesop, Aesop, the word Aesop is derived from the Greek word for Ethiopia, which is Aethiop, Aethiop. Legendary accounts from the Middle Ages link them to a slave named Aesop from Ethiopia, who scholars estimate may have lived between 620 and 560 BC. Even if that is true, many of the fables were already ancient when Aesop spoke them, as evidenced by the fact that many of Aesop's collected fables had been discovered on Egyptian papyri known to date from 800 to 1000 years before Aesop, the Ethiopian slave, supposedly lived. This means that the fables collected by Aesop are likely from Ethiopia and date back before the time of Miriam. Miriam spoke many of the old fables that she was taught by her Ethiopian teacher, Nebiah. Walk you to the door. 1 second, P. All right, we about to wrap it up, y'all, after this right here. Okay. Footnote. Miriam spoke many of the old fables that she was taught by her Ethiopian teacher, Nebiah, during her future travels, but she also spoke some new self composed fables. According to the Holy Megillah, Nebiah assigned Miriam the twofold task of memorizing old fables and composing new fables. Thus, Miriam spoke many of the old fables now attributed to Aesop, but also composed some of her own. Some of the old fables attributed later to the Ethiopian slave Aesop were originally part of a Nazarene collection called the Collected Fables of Gilgala. Yeah, Gilgala. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so go back up. Verse 21. Behold, a fable is a special kind of story. A fable, according to Nebiah, should include a teaching and should be fictional and fantastic. Lo, a fiction lets the hearer relax his or her defenses while being entertained. If the fiction is fantastic with talking animals and the like, that especially promotes the relaxation of inner defenses to the teachings hidden within the entertainment. Here follows a sampling of the fables that Miriam spoke in Ethiopia and afterward in every land she trod. Yea, from Egypt to Judea, then from France to Greece, Miriam spoke the Ethiopian Nazarene fables, old and new, as well as the Nazarene teaching stories. Some of the fables spoken by Miriam in Ethiopia were composed by her, others by Nebiah, and some were far more ancient, having been taught to Nebiah by her teachers, who in turn had learned them from their teachers. Behold, the line of the Nazarene storytellers reaches back to the fall of the first Eden, the time of Adam and Eve. Many of the most ancient Nazarene fables were composed by Gilgala. Yea, Nebiah assigned every budding prophetess in her charge the twin task of memorizing old fables and composing new ones. Miriam's favorite fables, which she spoke in many lands, were from the collected fables of Gilgala, including many that now follow. So I'm going to read this first one and then we'll pause and then we'll pick up a lot of these other ones when we come back tomorrow. Okay. The fable of the lion and the mouse. And it's a few verses. Miriam told a group of children there was a lion taking a nap. Before falling asleep, the lion had run through a berry patch, and one of the berries had stuck in his mane. Before falling asleep, the lion had run through a berry patch, and one of the berries had stuck in his mane atop his head. Now, while he slept, a hungry mouse noticed the berry on his head. The mouse, though it was risky, climbed up the lion's tail onto his head. The mouse ate the berry and then climbed off the lion. The mouse was able to get away, but behold, the lion awoke. Before the mouse could run away, the lion grabbed him. The mouse begged the lion not to eat or hurt him. The mouse said, I admit that I deserve to be punished for climbing on your head and taking your berry. But if you let me go, perhaps one day, in your time of need, I can save you. The lion laughed at the idea that a little mouse might somehow save a huge lion. The lion said, I do not see how a mouse might someday save me, but I will let you go. A year later, the lion was caught in a trap by hunters. I remember this story. Okay, I remember this story. Okay. A year later, the lion was caught in a trap by hunters. The hunters decided that they would take the lion to the palace as a gift to the king. But it was already near nightfall, so they bound the legs of the lion with ropes and went to sleep in their tent. During the night, the mouse came by and saw the lion tied with rope. The mouse said, Behold, one good turn deserves another. I will free you. The mouse spoke truly. He chewed through the rope and freed the lion. An owl perched in a tree, observing the mouse save the lion, said, A good deed done without expectation of payback may inspire other good deeds. May inspire other good deeds. Right. That was good. I remember that story. I remember that little fable from Aesop's fables. All right, y'all. So we're gonna pause right there. The next one is like the greedy lion, then the fable of birds and hemp seeds, the fable of the mouse and grasshopper, the fable of two horses and a hunter, and on and so on. But we'll pick up with this tomorrow. So that is it for today, beautiful people. Thank y'all for hanging out. Let's see, page 501. 30. All right, beautiful people. So that is it. It is Thursday, July the 20th, 2023, day 79 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets of the 5-year consecutive day count. It is day 1459. And today we read pages 495 all the way to 501. And we are in chapter 30. And we're going to be here for a little bit. It looks like it's just as long as chapter 28. Oh, yeah. Oh, it goes all the way to page 539. We just on page 501. So we'll be here for a few days reading these fables. All right, y'all. So with that being said, Father, we thank you not just for a deeper understanding of the Sabbath, but a deeper understanding on the sexual fire, the nature of man, the male and female creative energies, and that the entire earth is sexual, right? All right, beautiful people, that is it. And may I ask you all for your prayers for my family. My cousin walked in last night and found my grandfather had decided to give up his ghost, right? So he passed away yesterday. So yeah, just remember my family in your prayers. And that's it for today, beautiful people. I love y'all. Legacy Dana, hey girl, hey. Oh, you know what? Listen, so y'all now cursing like a sailor. That wasn't the creator that was speaking. That was one of Satan's minions. You probably figured that out by now. I just saw your comment though. That was definitely one of Satan's minions that was talking to Yahshua. All right. But anyway, hey girl, hey. Tone, the lowly one, shalom, shalom. And everybody else that came in and hanging out in the background. Happy Thursday to you. Thank you, Tabitha. All right, y'all. So that's it for today. I love y'all. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bruce.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold, I've been far away. I'm a
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eye.
Been dreaming about dying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a cold sign.
What's happening? This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Been dreaming about dying for a long time. I had a vision from the birds, they want a cold sign.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this particular universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I don't need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. Of this illusion, I am not really here, but intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than time and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
Is it a quick rumble? I won't ever ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.